So today we're going to be taking a look at Cursed Imhotep from The Mummy, which came out in 1999. Although the copyright on this toy line by Toy Island is 1998, so they were ahead of the game. They're also not messing around at all, because if you try to ingest Imhotep, you better heed the choking hazard warning or suffer his wrath. Something that caught my eye about this toy line is these collectible canoptic jars, which play a major role in the movie, so I'm wondering if there's actually something inside of them or something special if you did collect the whole line. My decision on getting more of these is going to be driven by what we find. So it appears Imhotep here has some features where you wind the scarab on his back and then recoil in horror as the flesh-devouring scarabs spin, because he has spinning scarab action. So on the back here, what I thought was interesting was they're only advertising the mummy figures and the various kind of states of decay and exploding. They don't have any of the heroes of the film, like Rick O'Connell or Evie or her brother or anything like that. But there is at least 2 Rick O'Connell figures I've seen in this line. I know because I have one of them that we'll look at in another video. But they certainly were going for gruesome with these. There's heads pulling off of spinal columns and people getting impaled and splitting in half, and really desiccated Anaxinamun there, which they have her labeled as Cursed Princess. Then there's Cursed Imhotep, what we have, and then Cursed Mummy, which is, I believe, he wears that cloak after he's kind of absorbed some of the people from the expedition. Then there's these electronic reanimation playsets, which I'm really tempted to go after, but seem to be fairly difficult to find. It's the electronic part. I want to know what the gimmick is with these. So we've got the tomb, the chamber, and the altar, which are all kind of the same setting, but you can see the canoptic jars are featured pretty heavily in at least the tomb and the chamber. So I'm very curious about those. But let's move on and remove Imhotep from his plastic sarcophagus. Spinning scarabs, cursed articulation, and spring motor. Cursed articulation. So entombed with Imhotep was this instruction manual that covers the features for every single different mummy figure about how to do their cursed features. Here's one of the canoptic jars. It does not open. There is this cross peg on the bottom, so that must be for slotting in when you have the playsets. I believe this is Anubis. There's some very fine hieroglyphics molded in on the base of it. The paint is nice. There's multiple colors on the blue kind of headpiece here. As I understand it, there was typically 4 of these in a burial site, and each one would have contained a different major organ, which were stomach, intestines, lung, or liver. Unfortunately, we don't know which of his guts we've got here. But here is the man himself, just hating life. Quite a pained expression on his face. I believe this is inspired by the scene where he is entombed in a ritual called, I think, the Homdai. His punishment for getting involved with the pharaoh's wife, Anaxinamun, is to be entombed alive with these flesh-eating scarabs. But the trade-off is it also, if he ever gets out of his tomb, becomes like this unstoppable force of nature, semi-deity. So, you give a little, you get a little. A very pained expression on his face. Some pretty gruesome scarabs popping out of his skin. Some of them are just hanging out on his loincloth. Just all over. No mercy from these scarabs. And the very large, feature-rich scarab is on his back here. So I think we should prepare to recoil in horror. It's a really satisfying click sound for this motor. All right, are we ready for the horror? There we go. Oh, the scarabs need a little encouragement to keep spinning on Imhotep's pecs and abs here. I think that internal mechanism might need a little machine oil or something. So there's our boy Imhotep. The label of cursed articulation I don't really agree with here. He's really just at, 5 points, and pretty limited by his loincloth there for the legs. It wasn't really even worth showing, I don't think. But yeah, it's a nice looking figure, I think, for what it is. Stands really well. Like, I didn't have to do anything to get him to stand out of the package, which is pretty braggable. Likeness is so. It looks kind of like the actor from the movies. Disappointed about the canoptic jar. I was kind of hoping it was had at least something inside of it. I mean, they went all out with the gore. I mean, why not put, like, I don't know, some kind of slime or something in there? But I guess slime was probably out of style at this point. The next one in the line we'll look at is a Rick O'Connell, which is a really interesting figure from the pack, from what I've seen through the outside of the package. But let me know what you guys think, and if I should try to hunt down these other ones. The features are pretty funny, a little more gruesome than most other toys. So not really sure who these were aimed at, if it was really fans of the movies or kids. It's kind of hard to tell with these, because seems like something you would have found in a Suncoast back in the day. I really do think The Mummy is a great movie. It's not, it's nothing that's going to make you think too hard, but it is a good time. Take care out there. Don't get yourself cursed. I think that is the main lesson to take away from this movie. See you in the next one.